What's going on, everybody? I'm Tank. This is another episode of Roadie Reactions, and today we're going to be checking out the latest single and music video release from PVRIS. Now, these guys weren't on my radar until about early 2022. I think January of that year was the first time that I had ever listened to them, and we did a reaction on this channel. And since then, I've really fallen in love with this band's music. I really enjoy them, and even more recently, I think they've caught the attention of a lot of other people too, because in June of last year, they put out their brand new studio album, Run, which was one of my personal favorites of the year. And since then, I've heard way more people talk about them, and they've been doing a lot of shows and a lot of touring. And actually, right now, while I'm filming, I think they're wrapping up probably the biggest tour they've ever done with Electric Callboy over in Europe. And they've been out with them since the beginning of 2023. And then I saw later this year, I think starting in October, they're doing their own headlining tour in Europe. It's going to be the Run Tour. And from the dates that I looked at, it looks like they're going hard. They're out for a couple months, and some of those dates are sold out already. So I'm super excited for this band, man, and I'm super excited to check out this song. But since I've been super busy at home, I haven't really been reading a lot about bands, press releases, and stuff like that. So I don't specifically know if this song is a standalone or if it's going to be a single from an album they're working on or anything like that. So I'm just going to assume that right now, this is a standalone single. It's brand new. I'm super stoked about it. And judging by the name of the song, I'm expecting this one's going to sound a little darker than normal. So I'm stoked. Let's get on with this, man. I will link this original video in the description below. And today, I'm once again listening to PVRIS, and for the very first time, checking out their brand new single and music video for their song, Malphas. Let's go. Oh!
Hands are wrapping around my neck again. A really tight grip, I can't fight back. I can't. They block my air, I can hardly breathe. I am begging, but they won't release me. Give me time to go uphill, but right now I'm on a treadmill. Every move is a step back. All I try is a misstep. Oh my God.
I want to lead back into this chorus because there's so much on my mind already that I want to say some things before I forget about it. First of all, not the ass-stomping riff and drum groove that I expected right at the start of a song, that's for sure. When it broke down into the verse there too, some of the electronic elements, just such a fantastic little touch. And I liked the vocal parts that we just got from Maria there, where she was kind of going from like non-harsh to harsh really quick vocally. And I'm not a vocal coach, so I can't speak anything to that, but to me, it seems really cool and like it would be difficult to do. But this is way more stomping than I thought it was going to be. But I love the visuals too. Let's keep going. I expected that chorus to double. I bet it will the next time.
I feel so crushed, this is my farewell.
Oh, that was sick.
There's no support I've given you. Oh my God, I have wasted too much time with this hatred. I'm really losing my patience. It's been running me for ages. Tell me how I could have
Doubled.
without this chaos in my brain. I'm really losing my patience. I'm possessed by your Malphas.
Oh, it's going to go heavier. We already know that just from the way that that was leading in, but there's a bunch of stuff I want to talk about already. And let's just go gear. That's what this channel does. Let's just talk gear. Now, We've spent a lot of time talking their gear in other videos, but I do want to point a couple things out just because it's kind of cool information to know. So their drummer, Johannes, it's interesting that we see that combination of Tama drums and Meinl cymbals, and you see that a lot, but I always like to point out that there is a connection there. You see a lot of European bands that have drummers that are using both because Meinl percussion actually imports Tama drums into a lot of European countries. So it's easy for some of these artists that are endorsed by Meinl or Tama to get one or the other or both. So that's why you see that combo a lot. And then for guitars, Manuel, one of the guitars looks like one we've seen before. It's kind of that like darker sparkle. I think it's called a granite sparkle is what ESP calls that, but that's an ESP E2, and I believe it's an M series, which is the Maverick is what they call it in Japan. But holy shit, I just had a brain fart. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, where I was going with that. The ESP E2 series. Those are pretty high-end guitars, man. That is not a cheap guitar. The E2s are still made at the factory in Japan. Those weren't made in any of the other countries where they have kind of like lower-end production and stuff like that. Those are made by some of their like master luthiers in Japan. And I like the transition to the other guitar. Now, I saw him post that on his Instagram, but I'm still not 100% sure whether that's a custom that they did for him. It's definitely a Horizon. It looks like it's an ESP Horizon 2, maybe. I'll have to look into it. But I don't know if he did the splatter himself. I don't know if they did that custom or that's a signature of somebody else. I'm not 100% sure. I'll try and look into it. That's about it for gear. Yeah, that's about it. So let's see what we get here, and if there's anything else to talk about, we'll go for that. I'm losing it today. Oh. Oh. Jesus. We're going to do that whole part again, and I want to tell you why I was very like dead set focused. There's been so many changes in the aesthetic and the vibe and like how the band looks with the moods of the song, which I think is a fantastic touch. I don't know who did this video. I'm going to look into it while I edit. Mixing wise, this is so good. And the tones where we got like that really low, it sounded like there's a drop pedal used there in that bridge. I know Christoph from Annisokay mixed a lot of their other stuff, so I wonder if he did this too. I bet he did. But God, the attention to detail in this video, just image-wise, is fantastic. And whenever that like mask that keeps popping up is really cool because I'm not an expert on like demonology and stuff, but I do know enough to know that Malphas is a demon, that he's said to be like the right hand or second in command of Satan, and that he is often pictured as a crow, which is how the mask looks, which I think is a very, very cool touch. This is awesome, dude. Let's just rip the rest of this. That bridge was good, and I want to hear it again. That vocal touch is so good. That the vocal production in this one is so good.
To go uphill, but right now I'm on a treadmill. All I try leaves me hopeless.
Oh, that mask is so cool. I'm gonna go back in. I was hoping on that chorus. I'm like, please don't end. Please don't end. Like, halftime it and just go out or something. Like, give this a good instrumental outerlude. I'm so fucking happy right now.
Obsessed by your Malphas.
Dude.
I'm obsessed by your Malphas.
Dude, I fucking love music, dude. This was so good. This was one of my favorite things I've heard in a while, man. This is fucking awesome. Let's go talk more about it. All right, so while I was switching over the scene here to do this, I did take a peek at the production credits because I had to know. And yes, Christoph did do the mixing and mastering on this like I was expecting. And holy shit, did this sound good, man. This was fantastic production all the way around. From the music, the guitars, the drums, no bass player. And the vocal production was fantastic. Video-wise, the video team on this are not names that I recognized immediately. However, I think it is worth pointing out that Maria, the singer for Future Palace, is actually credited as one of the directors of this video. So that's super cool. But man, everything about this was super strong. I actually think this might be Future Palace's best single release so far. Maybe it's because I've listened to all the other stuff and this is new and fresh and I'm used to the other stuff, but right now, I feel like this is the strongest thing they've put out in terms of a single music video. I mean, this is fantastic. There's nothing wrong with this, in my opinion, at all. There's nothing I would change. I loved the imagery in the video, again, where everything was changing, and I loved the little details that were into everything and how they're not... I mean, dude, the amount of time that it probably took to get into costume and makeup and stuff like that for a lot of this was a pretty extensive shoot, dude. This is super awesome, man, and this... honestly should be appreciated by anybody that watches this because, I mean, this is absolutely fantastic. So, if any of you are watching from Europe and you have the chance to go see these guys on the Run Tour later in October, November, and December, I would highly recommend going because I don't have the fortunate chance to go see this, and I would love to. But I'll throw links in the description of this video where you can go follow them on social media and keep up with everything and stuff like that. Because, man, these guys are just killing it right now. And I'm so happy for them because I've had Maria on my podcast and she's such a nice person. And it just makes it a little bit better when you really enjoy bands. And they turn out to be really awesome, humble, nice people too. So I hope that this single does well as it keeps going. And yeah, I can't wait for the next one, man. But... that's going to do it for this one from me. Thank you for watching. If this is your first time here, feel free to click subscribe. I release new videos all the time. We do reactions. We do music industry talks. I've got the podcast, like I said, so I'd love to have you around. If you liked the video, feel free to like it. If you disliked it, feel free to dislike it. Just know that I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I'm also on a ton of different social media. I have a Discord server. I have a Twitch that I stream on. And my handle on most everything social media is at TankTheTech, and I'll throw links in the description where you can go follow me if you would like to as well. But thank you once again for watching. Wherever you are in the world, be safe, be kind to each other. I love you all, and I will be back very soon with another episode of Roadie Reactions.